So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and good Friday morning. Welcome to the Coffee with Craig show. Big headlines for today is the shopping centers in Poland are actually going to open on Monday. So, one, it's just amazing this is actually headline news, but the malls and many of the retailers have been closed thanks to the government officials and regulations, not only in Poland. But it looks like they're all going to open on Monday, which is fantastic news, and the restaurants and hotels looks like they've probably got another month of being closed, but who really knows in that situation. I was looking at the Europa Property news, and gosh, a lot of great information happening. So we'll just kind of get right into it. PBB Deutsche Bank successfully placed its first green bond as senior preferred benchmark with a volume of 500 million euros. So congratulations to Dieter Kittel and his team over there. Another big, not a surprise, but another big logistics story here from Romania, Bucharest, and it's Element Industrial announced to start Ellie Park 3, a new logistics development with an area of 72,000 square meters. Investment 37 million euros. So quite, not a shock, but more a lot out of Romania. Ooh, this is interesting. Something out of Czech Republic and Slovakia, and some names you'll definitely know from previous companies. Crowdberry launches its CP Property Investor Subfund with an initial aim to invest 30 million euros of equity into the Czech Republic and Slovakia. And that's the leadership, of course, is, probably you already know, but it's Peter Bachar, and which is supporting the leadership here, and also Omar Satar, who is a real estate managing partner of Crowdberry. So great to see they're doing a lot. Great to see some news out of Czech Republic on another big investment. Oh, okay, so here we go. Very kind of interesting story. Also Czech Republic and logistics. Panettone Pilsen Digital Park to welcome Ball. Now this is a pretty interesting article. Fully automated plant for production of 100% recyclable beverage cans will be built in the first phase. It will be used by an American company, Ball, the global leader in this industry. So, very interesting. 100% automated plant, great. So Panettone Europe, of course, headed up by Robert Dobzhinsky. Great new project. Interesting. Prop tech. This is a little bit of a prop tech, probably a big prop tech article. Very interesting. It's Invesco Real Estate selects Altus Group for its pan-European portfolio. So Altus Group, leading provider of software, data solutions, independent advisory. So good job there. Probably interesting to see how that goes. But good to see that some of these prop tech things are coming in. A little bit on the who's who. We've got some interesting things there. Jan Baszewski, the newest member of RIX, and he's based at JLL Slovakia. Also, Cromwell promotes Chris Hansen, head of development. So interesting things on the who's who and the HR section there. So if you want more information, more news on commercial real estate, also we're putting in some more FDI information, as that's really related to the real estate as well. Subscribe to our Europa Property site, and we'll see you there. We had Preston Smith drop in from CBDI, so welcome on a Friday. Good to see you. We're last minute, but great to have you. Tell us a little bit about what's going on and how you guys are doing.
Well, what's going on? Well, actually, in the region, there's some really interesting stories, some things going on that, some spy games. Obviously, we have protests all over, but you can kind of take a look at this from the angle of, say, press rights and what is happening in Belarus, Russia, and Bulgaria. Because on the business side, what we saw in January, we saw maybe a sea change in Bulgaria with United buying out a major media group, Nova Broadcasting. And why does that matter? Because Bulgaria, like many countries in our region, has been dominated by oligarchs when it comes to the media. A lot of good journalists left, and that means everything from political coverage has been slanted, no business coverage, and this kind of overbearing impact of the oligarchy. And it's not just in Bulgaria. At the same time, we saw Petrokelner, he previously invested in Bulgaria. So we might see some changes because United is backed by US and British money. This could be really have an impact in the Balkans. But on the flip side, you take a look at what's happening in Belarus. We had, the secret tapes. You may have heard about this. The tapes that came out that implicated the Belarusian KGB in the killing of Pavel Sheremet.
Yeah.
Well, now that's interesting because at the same time that's going on, that's sort of given more fire to the protests that were already going on in Belarus, which began because of the controversial elections that saw Lukashenko continue to stay in power. But at the same time that we've had the general public get upset there, in Russia, we have the public upset because of Alexei Navalny. Now, Navalny was allegedly poisoned. He went to Germany, then he went back to Russia.
Allegedly poisoned? Okay.
He was poisoned by somebody. Just trying not to get you in too much trouble. But when he went back to Russia, they arrested him and they said that he was on probation the whole time because of previous charges. They said that he violated his probation because when he was in Germany, he couldn't check in.
Yeah,
so they arrested him, and so he may be facing, 3.5 years of prison time. Well, this is absolutely enraged who knows how many Russians. But at the same time, in Belarus, you have the population enraged, and now the Svetlana Tikhanovskaya is talking about going back to Belarus, and so all of this is happening at the same time, which basically you could go further and talk about the Cold War games, but we may actually see a real change when it comes to everything from the geopolitical stability in our region to press rights, and some of it's happening just because of these ongoing protests.
Well, if you're an investor, would you be happy that Lukashenko's leaving and Putin's leaving? It's been, let's say, pretty stable, maybe unhappily,
nobody says
stable.
They're not leaving yet.
They're
not. Now, Lukashenko is not recognized right now by the U.S. and by Canada and countries in the U.S. having actually won the presidency, and he's not being recognized. But this doesn't mean that anyone's leaving. On the flip side, I know that there was investment that was going on in Belarus that has stopped because of what happened in the summer of the elections.
Wow, okay, so it is getting...
So it's not, the impact is there.
Right, okay, well, interesting to know it. So for investors looking at Belarus and Russia, it's, I guess, take a step back.
It's a bit of a traumatic time. The spy games get kind of nuts. Also, in Ukraine, where they're investigating the Sheremet bombing, they have 3 people arrested there, but now there are questions of why were they arrested? Right? Did they have anything to do with it? Right? But Bulgaria could be good news. That could be really good news.
Well, that's really great. Good to hear it.
Yeah.
Preston, thank you for coming and joining us and giving us these little interesting bits that are happening.
I'll tie them together in the cheat sheet.
Always, the cheat sheet. Yeah, always happy to have some interesting things going on. What's going on in the thing, and it's great to hear about these big media companies getting bought out. We'll hope a big American media company will buy us out as well here at Europa Property. And so that's the end of our show. So have a good weekend. Enjoy the weekend. Happy, safe, healthy weekend. And if you're in Warsaw, do some or you're in Poland, do some shopping on Monday, because these guys are opening, and hopefully they'll stay open for a long time, but they probably need your support as well. So Preston, thanks again for have a good weekend.